Yo, what's going on, Comfy Gang? It's your boy Comfy NEET, and today I'm going to be talking about how I lost all my friends. Well, I guess since becoming NEET, but I guess more so in general because I've had several groups of friends that I've lost over time, and well, I haven't really had that many friends, to be honest. I really only have had my high school friends and my, I guess, friends that I met during university, and I guess you could consider my cousins friends in a sense because they kind of tried to invite me out and stuff, but I sort of lost contact with them. But I guess it was more so for different reasons. But I guess in a nutshell, the reason I kind of lost contact with my friends is because, well, I would basically, I don't know, well, at least with my high school friends, I'll talk about them first because they were, I guess, people who I kind of knew the longest. And, you know, I guess we were pretty tight, well, quote unquote friends. We were pretty tight, I guess, when we were hanging out in high school and stuff. And we were always in this sort of group of 7 or 8 people who would basically hang out during lunchtime, during break, after school, around 12th grade, when my parents started to give me a little bit more freedom to do what I want. And yeah, we would basically hang out. And when I went to university, we continued to, I guess, quote unquote, hang out while like playing video games and stuff, which is mostly like League of Legends, stuff like that, just like playing online games. Played a little bit of CSGO, but just basically playing online games together, and that's how we bonded, playing games and like Skyping. But it was during university that I kind of had trouble balancing my, I guess, my university friends with my, my high school friends, because basically they would always want to play games during nighttime, and my university friends would always try to get me to smoke weed with them, you know, blaze up during the nighttime. So I would basically kind of have to juggle that, and you know, it would be kind of like a running joke that I would kind of like disappear and quote unquote die. Like my friends would always ask if I, like, I don't know, jokingly ask if I died, or like if I signed on to like League of Legends or like the Skype group or whatever, or answer the Skype calls, joined in, they would be like, holy shit, like Comfy NEET's alive. And yeah, but this is kind of like the start of it, I guess. And you know, I kind of got tired. I kind of get fed up with, you know, being around my high school friends a lot, because they weren't necessarily like friends in the truest sense, or you know, there's a lot of, I don't know, disrespectful behavior going on. And I don't know, that's the thing, like I can't really tell if it was just the way friends are supposed to talk to, because I know like friends, it's normal for friends to like tease each other, and it's like a sign of trust. But I think with this group of friends, it kind of went a little too far a lot of the time. And you know, like every group, well, in like a lot of friend groups, there's typically like the group, like, you know, fake alpha, who was always putting down the other people in the group. And you know, it's like whoever he started dissing would get dissed, and sometimes it was me, sometimes it was somebody else. And yeah, so kind of got annoying sometimes, and didn't want to be around that negativity, so I would oftentimes just like not want to hang out with them for a while. But yeah, this kind of happened on and off, and I would meanwhile always try and like hang out and smoke weed with my university friends. And but yeah, what am I even saying? This is probably a really crappy video. But anyways, this kind of continued on, and even when I became NEET for the first time, because of unforeseen circumstances, I was NEET for like a year before going back to school and trying again. But during this time, I basically had no excuse not to hang out with them. But I would, have periods where I would either, I think it was when I'd feel depressed, or, sometimes find it really hard to talk to people. And because of that, I would be online less and less, because how we would meet up is usually like, I would log on to League, and then if I saw them playing, I'd ask the next game, or if not, they would ask, if I was on first, they would ask me to play next game with them. But like, yeah, a lot of times I just wouldn't log on to League, and I wouldn't check Facebook Messenger, or if they told me to get on, I would just come up with some BS excuse as to why I didn't want that. And eventually I would just stop going on for maybe like a month or two, and then all of a sudden, like, I would lose contact with them like on and off, like in periods of like 1 to 2 months, and then hang out with them again, and then kind of repeat the pattern. But eventually, at some point, I don't know, I guess, at least with my high school friends, I feel like what caused them to eventually stop reaching out to me was, it was when I was, I guess I kind of give off this impression that I'm stoic because I don't make a lot of facial expressions, but, I appear as if I'm like stoic, but it's really like fake stoicism, because I am quite emotional. And this especially comes out when I'm playing video games, because for whatever reason, I really just can't control myself, especially when I'm playing competitive games like League, for example, and people are being retarded, or I'm lagging. It's really a lag that pisses me off, especially, but because it's something that's outside of my control, so it doesn't feel fair. It feels like life is cheating on me, but like I'm being cheated by life. But anyways, I feel like I raged a few times, and then, they were giving me shit, and I just intentionally fed, basically, what's it called? Let my team lose, because I was pissed off, and that pissed them off, and they tried to the group narc, I don't know, I guess he always thought that I was like stoic or whatever, and that I think he kind of liked me around, because I was one of the few people who would talk shit back to him, but that was really more so because I was maybe autistic. So, well, not autistic, I'm not autistic. Maybe slightly Spurg-like, so I didn't really, adhere to social cues, social rules as much, so I kind of felt it was okay to diss him, and I guess he kind of liked that. But when he saw that I wasn't stoic, that I was, basically going full tard rage while playing League, and, getting pissed off and stuff, I feel like he kind of lost respect for me, because as much as he was kind of a dick to everybody and me and a lot of people, I don't know, he was the one who would always try to get me to hang out. But since that point in time, he hasn't really reached out to me, and hasn't asked me to play anything with them. And it's not like, or it's like maybe I lost whatever power. I don't know how fucking social dynamics work, but he, well, I guess maybe the impetus was supposed to be on me to reach out to them now, but because I'm the type of person who never, I guess, reaches out to people because of partially social anxiety and partially just being extremely lazy, but a lot of it is just not wanting to be rejected, so I don't reach out to people. And because of that, I just gradually, for the last time, kind of stopped being in contact with them. And then, except this time, instead of being like a 2 to 3 month period of not speaking to them, it was basically just permanent. And yeah, I haven't really spoken to them in a while. Only one friend from that group messages me from time to time, but it's really nothing serious. It's like, just sends me the occasional meme on Facebook Messenger. And that's pretty much how I fallen out of contact with my high school friends. As far as my university friends go, I feel like they, fucking hell. I was kind of friends with, I guess, them out of convenience, but it's kind of like because they couldn't be friends with anybody else cooler, that we just kind of hung out in university in first year, and that kind of just became our thing to hang out with each other. But you know, I guess they I was really close to like maybe 2 or 3 people, and I guess all of them graduated, all of them moved on with their lives, and I tried, when I went back to school, I was still going to school, but they're already working. So it's like I was actually roommates with one of them, but it just wasn't the same. He didn't really ask me to hang out anymore, and he kind of had his own life, his own social group. And he tried to, I guess, test the waters, because I feel like this friend could always tell that I was sort of socially off, awkward, maybe socially anxious or whatever, but he kind of just, kept me around because, we were friends for the longest time, and we sort of also had, I don't know, trauma bonding, I guess, because we had this other mutual friend at one point who kind of turned out to be quite messed up. Let's just say that's honestly a pretty interesting story I could tell. But but things didn't really. So I guess that's why he kind of like still considered me a friend, is because we had that shared experience of dealing with another really shitty like previous friend. But since going back to school, it just really wasn't the same. So it was just very awkward, and he had his own social circle, and you could tell that I didn't really have any friends apart from the times I would, Skype sometimes, and I didn't really have a social life. And yeah, I guess because he was normie, I guess that's kind of like a dead giveaway that I'm a freak. So he didn't really invite me to hang out, even though he had like people over partying. Maybe I should have went out and asked if I could have joined, but I was also too socially anxious, and maybe that made him think I didn't like him and his friends, or I didn't want to be friends, maybe. Or maybe he didn't want anything to do with me because he never asked me to hang out. So it's like, yeah, I mean, he still played games with me occasionally, but it just wasn't like back in university where we used to hang out all the time. And let me just check the time quickly. Okay, and yeah, finally, the last people who I sort of lost contact with, well, and just basically the same thing happened where, like, I guess when I came back to be NEET for the second time, well, we didn't really keep in contact. I never reached out to him. He'd occasionally, you know, send me a message. We talked for a bit, but then I'd reply, and then he wouldn't reply for like a long time, or I wouldn't reply for a long time. And then because I wasn't checking my phone, and then I'd reply back, but he wouldn't say anything back, I guess because he was annoyed. And finally, with my cousins, I guess, you know, they tried inviting me out to raves and stuff, and I had a good time. I'm forever thankful to them because I got to try certain things, experience certain things, but at the same time, it's like no amount of extra help, if you know what I mean, extra help from the outside of your body is going to overcome really severe social anxiety and deeply rooted insecurity. So because of that, you know, when you're in these environments, everybody is sort of just free and loose and everything, and is able to talk to each other and have fun. And I was able to do that to an extent, but, you know, I just eventually, when I do things like when it would start to wear off, and when I was like sobering up, or if you know, I smoke weed, for example, my insecurities would come right back up, and I would just act in ways which were really off-putting and cause a lot of misunderstandings. And these are all stories which I guess I could tell another time, but because of that, they invited me out maybe like 2 or 3 times, and then afterwards, pretty much all my cousins haven't, you know, kept in contact with me since, haven't asked me to hang out anymore. They tell me things like, yeah, we should totally go next time. Next time I'll make sure to invite you. Like, did you have fun? Yeah. Just next time I'll definitely let you know, like, if we're gonna do anything again. And lo and behold, I find out that they're going to their own like festivals and whatever. And I guess I don't really like the music when unless I'm under the influence, but regardless, I kind of have fun. I kind of do have fun at these things, but I guess I'm too low value or whatever. I'm too weird, too strange, too socially anxious. And because of that, they never asked me to hang out anymore. I mean, they're still nice to me during family gatherings and stuff, some of them, but it's like, I can tell that they all think I'm weird. And so that's, I guess, how I sort of, you know, couldn't take that any further with them. They don't ask me to hang out anymore. But in a nutshell, the reason I've lost contact with all my friends is because, well, a lot of it is my fault because I never took the time, I guess, to reach out, or maybe they stopped reaching out to me when they realized I was weird or I wasn't of any value to anybody, and basically thought I was weird and I was a freak. And that's how I ended up basically alone and a hickey NEET for the past, you know, 3 years of being NEET, pretty much, until I made this channel. I basically wasn't talking to anybody except, you know, occasional family gatherings, or, you know, maybe like my aunt and uncle who visit frequently because they live pretty nearby, or my parents at dinner. But otherwise, that's, I guess, all I have to say about losing my friends. This is Company signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed this depressing content, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below if you enjoyed this video. Peace.